G'day YouTube, it's Marty from Music Video Muster. Today is Australia Day, so I wanted to celebrate by sharing with you some of my favourite Australian music DVDs. Welcome back to my channel. In this channel I talk about music and my DVD collection. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do that. I would really appreciate it. Now I have a lot of Australian music in my DVD collection, so it was really hard to choose just 5. Today I want to give you a list of my top 10 favourite Australian music DVDs. Now these aren't live concerts. I'm only talking about collected greatest hits style DVDs. And also it was really hard to rank these DVDs, so I'm just going to go in alphabetical order today. I'm going to try to include a little sound bite for my chosen standout track for each DVD. Hopefully it works. If there is not a sound bite, it means that there was a copyright block and I had to trim out that section. Okay, so let's start with A, and of course the band that I'm going to introduce first is AC/DC. This DVD is called Family Jewels, and it's a double DVD. There are 40 tracks altogether, and it covers a really long period of time from 1975 to 1990. Now of course we need to shout out to Scotland because Angus and Malcolm Young were born in Scotland. They came to Australia in 1963, according to their Wikipedia page. Australians are definitely going to claim AC/DC as their own. They're a top-notch, world-class hard rock band, but a special shout out to Scotland. And also, after Bon Scott died in 1980 and was replaced with the singer Brian Johnson, well, he was originally from England, so yeah, this band is a little bit international, but Australians are still going to insist that AC/DC is a homegrown Aussie rock band. The standout track that I want to mention from this DVD, and it was really hard to choose one, is Thunderstruck. I just think that this song has the coolest video. It's very simple, it's a performance video, and it was released in 1990. I read on Wikipedia that it was filmed at the Brixton Academy in England, and everyone in the crowd was given a t-shirt, and you just see the band rocking out. To me, this is pure rock and roll. It doesn't get any more rock and roll than AC/DC Thunderstruck. There are some interesting camera angles. It starts with a camera attached, I think, to the hi-hat on the drums, so it's jumping up and down. It's full of energy. There's another camera angle which appears to be on the headstock of Angus's guitar, and although it's a really simple performance video, it is super cool. And fun fact, Thunderstruck has, at the time of uploading this video, over 1.4 billion views on YouTube. Unbelievable. 9. Counting down, number 9, Cold Chisel, Vision. This is a collection of Cold Chisel's greatest hits. There are 25 tracks on this DVD. Now the lead singer of Cold Chisel is Jimmy Barnes, who also was born in Scotland, and he moved over to Australia in 1962. Again, Australians definitely claim Cold Chisel as their own, even though the singer was born overseas. Cold Chisel began around 1974, and they symbolise to a lot of Australians the working class. And that's why I chose as my standout track Flame Trees. Honestly, the video is a little bit cringe, it looks really dated, but it does show a representation of working class life in Australia at the time. And so I really like how you see the mechanic working on the cars and the men drinking in the pub. To me, this really feels Australian. And here's another fun fact. There is a connection between Cold Chisel and AC/DC. So Jimmy Barnes's brother, Swanee, was in a band with Bon Scott. Coming in at number 8, Eskimo Joe. It's a self-titled DVD, and it came out around the same time as the album entitled A Song is a City. In fact, I have a copy up here on my shelf. This is it here. Now this DVD has 12 of the band's music videos up until that album that I just mentioned. Unfortunately, it doesn't have anything from after that album, but it's also got some cool live footage. There's a documentary and some bonus features, so it's a really great item to have in your collection. The standout track that I chose is From the Sea. It's my favorite song on this disc. And also, it's gotta be the only music video with a rock band playing in the middle of a swimming pool. What? Number 7. In Excess, I'm Only Looking, the best of. This is another double DVD, and there is so much content on here. First of all, Disc 1 has 25 of the band's studio music videos, all in 5.1 surround sound, which I think is just fantastic. Disc 2 has a bunch of live and rare footage, and also a documentary about the band. Now, it was really hard for me to choose a standout track because there are so many good songs on this DVD. Original Sin, Need You Tonight, Listen Like Thieves, Never Tear Us Apart, New Sensation, Mystify. Just so many good tracks, but I chose Suicide Blonde from 1990. This is a top song, really catchy. Now the video for Suicide Blonde is fairly standard, but for me, I think this is a perfect example of a made for MTV promo video. Check it out. Number 6, Paul Kelly, The Video Collection, 1985 to 2008. This is the greatest hits collection of one of the greatest Aussie musicians who ever lived, in my opinion. If you've never heard of Paul Kelly, to me, he's like Australia's version of Bob Dylan. He's a real music legend, amazing singer and songwriter. He's written some classic tunes which have become such an important part of Australian culture. Now, I grew up listening to Paul Kelly on the radio, but it wasn't until after I graduated from university that I really started to understand how brilliant his songwriting is. So it took me quite a long time to appreciate the artist, but also I think that when it takes some time to understand the music, it also takes a lot longer to get sick of the music. I'll never get sick of listening to Paul Kelly. He's amazing. The standout track that I've chosen for this video, I hope you have heard before. It's called Dumb Things. The video clip that goes with it is pretty lo-fi. It's this kind of sepia color, and it's just got the band in some kind of circus-themed set. I think it's a cool video, even though it's fairly standard. Coming in at number 5, Midnight Oil, 20,000 watt RSL. This is the greatest hits collection for the band Midnight Oil, who I actually saw a couple of years ago. They came to my town, which was really cool. You don't often get to see great Aussie music legends where I live. I've always loved Midnight Oil's music. I think that they have a really cool, distinct rock sound. In this DVD, you get 20 of their studio music videos and 17 live clips, which is a really good amount of content for a DVD. There's also some interviews with the band and some rare bonus content. Again, it was difficult for me to choose just one track as my standout track because there are a lot on this disc, but I just chose my favorite Midnight Oil song, which is Blue Sky Mine. Now this track has aged pretty well. It still sounds really great even today. And whenever I hear it, it reminds me of my childhood, so there is an element of nostalgia for this song. But if I work all day on the blue sky mine, there'll be food on the table tonight. What I really love about Midnight Oil videos is they often go out into the Australian outback and they show off the land, which is really distinct. If you've never been to Australia, the landscape is totally unique, I think. And through Midnight Oil's videos, you get to experience a bit of that country without having to actually travel here. And of course, the other great thing about Midnight Oil videos is you get to see Peter Garrett's dance style. I used to think it was stupid and that he just looked like someone having an epileptic fit, but I've grown to appreciate his style of dancing because it's totally unique. 4. Coming in at number 4, Powderfinger, Dream Days at the Hotel Existence, Special Edition. This is Powderfinger's 6th studio album, and in this special edition of the album, you get 2 discs. A CD and a DVD. The CD has the album on it, Dream Days at the Hotel Existence, and the DVD is called The First 11. So it's got 11 of Powderfinger's music videos and also the music video for the single Lost and Running from this album. So altogether there are 12 music videos. Unfortunately, not every music video that the band made. I wish that they would bring that out. However, it is better than nothing, and it's a great item to have in your DVD collection if you're a fan of Powderfinger or if you're a fan of Aussie rock. The standout track that I chose is On My Mind. It was hard to choose a track, but I chose this track from their 2003 album Vulture Street because it references Vulture Street right at the beginning of the video. And of course, Vulture Street is a real place in the city of Brisbane in Queensland. And according to Wikipedia, there is a recording studio on Vulture Street, and that's where Powderfinger recorded their first material. So I really like this connection to Australia. The video itself doesn't really have any story to it. The band is rocking out and they look super cool. This is a great video. 3. Number 3, Josh Pike at the Lighthouse. This DVD has a few different things on it. It's got a 45-minute documentary about the making of one of his albums. It's got some live footage and it's got 12 music videos. Josh Pike is a really, really talented singer-songwriter, and in some ways he reminds me of Paul Kelly, and similar to Paul Kelly, I didn't particularly like his music at first. It took a while for it to grow on me, and I hope it grows on you too if you're not already a Josh Pike fan. Of course, Josh Pike has a backing band, but it's mostly folk-driven acoustic kind of music, and he's got some really nice songs, one of which is entitled Make You Happy. Now this was an easy choice for my standout track because it's got a guitar boat. Would you look at that? It's so cool. It's also very Australian. For me, this video has the vibe of a 1980s Australian TV commercial. And one more connection to Australia. Josh Pike usually plays Maton guitars. Maton is an Australian brand of acoustic guitars based in Melbourne. And the boat that you can see in this video is modeled after Josh Pike's Maton guitar. Coming in at number 2, Silverchair, Complete Videology, The Best Of, Volume 1. This DVD has all of the music videos for Silverchair's singles for their first 3 studio albums. So it covers Frog Stomp, Freak Show, and Neon Ballroom. Silverchair released 2 more studio albums after that, Diorama and Young Modern, but this DVD doesn't include any of the singles from those last 2 albums. If you were listening to music in the 90s, I'm sure that you remember Silverchair. They made it big internationally, and for an Australian band, that's a real achievement, you know? If an Aussie band is popular in America, we think you've done it, you've made it. And Silverchair did this when they were just 16 years old. They were kids. It was the post-grunge era, and in their early music, they sound very much like Nirvana, very much like Pearl Jam, but they had so much energy, so much talent for a group of young kids. Their musical style evolved and changed a lot over the years, and it matured. But there's definitely something special about that post-grunge, energetic rock sound that made Silverchair famous all over the world. The standout track that I've chosen is Pure Massacre. There are 2 versions of the video on this DVD. There's an Australian version and a US version. They're fairly similar. The Australian version is black and white and is completely made up of live footage. The US version has a little bit more of a story to it and a little bit more color, and the film clip itself also reminds me a little bit of Bullet with Butterfly Wings by Smashing Pumpkins, which coincidentally also came out in 1995. Okay, now we're down to the last pick. As I mentioned at the beginning of the video, there's no particular order or ranking for this set of DVDs. I just went in alphabetical order. 1. So the last one I want to mention is Wolfmother, Please Experience. Mostly this is a live concert taken in 2006, but it also has the music videos for their debut self-titled album. And there are 5 music videos in 5.1 surround sound, which is a cool bonus. Wolfmother's videos aren't that special, honestly. I don't think that there was a huge budget for them, and there certainly wasn't a lot of artistic concept worked into their videos, but they're pretty cool. The track that I chose as the standout is Mind's Eye. It's a fairly straightforward performance video in the desert. If you can't think of a cool concept for a rock music video, just go to the desert and rock out. You can't go wrong. Alright guys, that is it for my top 10 Australian music DVDs. I hope you enjoyed watching that. I hope that I have been able to introduce you to some new Australian music, which maybe you haven't heard before. If that's the case, please go and check out those artists. What is your favorite Australian artist? Let me know in the comments. I'll see you in the next video, but until then I hope you can make some time to enjoy watching your music. See ya!